think when you run a company or a business, it's tough to point out one that's a significant challenge. We have probably 4 or 5 things that consume a lot of my time. Reinsurance, we buy a lot of it, and it's important. Cyber and preparing ourselves and protecting ourselves from cyber. Spend a lot of time on investments. Underwriting profitability falls into that area. But I think the biggest issue, the biggest challenge we have is finding great people. Not good people, great people. Great people that will provide a high level of service, bring a great deal of expertise about the insurance business, and be able to apply and communicate that with our insureds. We don't manufacture a product per se. We don't give you a widget. What we give you is insurance coverage and peace of mind. And to do that, we have to rely on our people. So it's just a critical component. And we've been fairly successful last year finding it, but it's always a struggle to find great people. Every time we see someone leave or someone retire, which we're seeing a little bit more of than in past years, we think about not how do we replace the person, but how do we replace the person with someone who is better at doing what they were doing. So I think people is a critical component of what we do, and finding them is always difficult. Yes, there's going to be a little slowing of the economy. Interest rates will come back down from everything I'm reading, but I'm not sure it's going to come back down enough to excite the mortgage market and home building. I would like to think that we'll see 1.5 million new homes built this coming year. We need that kind of supply, if you will. And that drives our insurance businesses, and that obviously drives our business because we're tied so closely to our insureds. So I think there's a bit of a slowness that's coming at us that we need to be thinking about. I think similar to my concern about finding great people, our insureds and people in the wood business have the same need. They need to find staff. They need to find good quality staff. They need to find staff that understands customer service. Not afraid of hard work, and I think that's a challenge in today's environment, whether you're an insurance company or you're a lumber dealer or a wood manufacturer or a sawmill. So I think that's a significant issue. The other thing I think our insureds and businesses in the wood niche need to be focusing on more is cyber and the potential for cyber losses. We're starting to see that cropping up on a somewhat regular basis within the wood niche as these insurers become more highly automated, as the customers put more automation into their business. They are going to feel the pain of cyber attacks that we see every day and become more attuned to how to combat that and how to protect their business and their financial statements from cyber intruders. So in my mind, it's all about a slowing of economy, slowing of the economy. It's all about finding good people, and it's all about thinking about cyber and how to protect your business from cyber that they need to be concerned with this coming year and into the future, quite frankly. So it's important to remember that when I sit in a room full of insurers or I'm at a dinner with a group of insurers, the biggest insurance buyer at the table is usually me. It's a PLM. We'll spend upwards of $200 million this year on our reinsurance program. And while that's behind the scenes, you manage that similar to the way our insurers manage their insurance program or should manage their insurance program. So I'm going to talk about how I do that and the successes that we have with it. First off, I think you have to think about having the right partners, knowing who those partners are. We spend a lot of time building relationships with the underwriters that are involved in the reinsurance companies. And we probably do business with 20 or 30 reinsurance companies across a wide spectrum of the universe and across the globe, quite frankly. You have to think about what we're presenting to those reinsurance companies or what our insureds are presenting to us. It has to be a complete picture of the risks and the opportunities that the reinsurance companies can assume and come up with a profit, right? Because if they're not profitable, then they disappear or they raise their prices, and no one wants that, right? So we have a firm commitment to loss control and things of that nature to protect and reduce the loss frequency and severity of losses. We want to know who your claims people are. So that when a claim does occur, and they occur regularly in our business, that we know who we're dealing with and we're comfortable with who we're dealing with. We recognize that there's value presented by some reinsurers, and that might cost a little bit more money, but that's worth it to us to have value and the financial strength of good reinsurers to be able to protect us in the time of loss. We start early. In fact, our reinsurance buying goes on all year long. We just bound our renewals on January 1st. I'll start doing my first visits to reinsurers in May. We'll have 70 or 80 reinsurers in here in August to look at our program. And then we'll go back out in fall and do further visits, again, to create a relationship between us and the providers. And I think insureds should be thinking about the same thing. Many of them just want to deal with the broker, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I think they need to develop relationships with the insurance companies that are providing their coverage, whether it's PLM or anyone else for that matter. I think they have to talk about, and we do this as well, what value the broker adds. What can the broker provide that the insurance company, whether it's PLM or someone else, is not providing? We talk about that a lot with our reinsurance brokers. So when I think about this topic, I recognize that there's a lot of similarity between what an insured should do with an insurance company and what we do with our reinsurers. It's that important of a topic to us. And I think too many insurers wait to the last minute. And frankly, a lot of insurance companies wait to the last minute to issue policies and issue quotes. And that's problematic in my mind, right? So I think it's a challenge, but it's a challenge that can be overcome.